Up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders. We are getting a little bit of a quick little panic sell in the market. I think mainly due to Target, which is the classy way to say it. Let me do a quick screen share. Who we got in the house? We got Albert. Good morning, Albert. We got Bill, Brandon, Brian. Good morning. Cedric, Christopher, Daniel, Ellen. We got Ellen in the house. Gordon, GW, Jake, Jay, Linder, Jim, Joe, Josh, JT. The team is coming in. Liza, Maloney, Rick, Rock, Russ, Tony. Man, we got us piling in. What is happening? Good morning, team. We got YouTube. We got Craig. What is good? What is happening? So we'll start with the overall spot like we do every day, just to get a little bit of a pulse on the actual market, see what in the world is happening. And my initial target when I first started looking at this chart this morning was about 401-ish. 401.32. I was hoping, because we did have a little bit more downside potential. We still have a decent amount. So I think we could hit, or that's at least where I'm looking for. We have some pivots closer to maybe like 402.80, something like that. But really I'm looking for some kind of a bounce-ish area. Somewhere around 401, and then a much bigger one at this point will probably be about 439. So looking for that 400 bounce, seeing if we can hold that. Again, for the bulls direction, that has to hold. You've seen Walmart and Target. So Walmart was the other day, and it got a little bit beat up. Target, who, I mean, they have the cult following. They got that cult following. And they are getting absolutely brutally taken out to the back. And they're not feeling the same kind of way they did yesterday. Let's just put it that way. They're not feeling the same kind of way they did yesterday. When you got to expand out your chart, I can't even. Oh my goodness. I got it. There's the pre-market all the way down there, 161.33. That's not. Retail was kind of holding a little bit. People thought they were decent. Walmart came out yesterday. Now you got Target. Interesting enough, TJ Maxx is up today, but I do expect that probably to fade, whether that be today or tomorrow. But I think that pulls back just with the overall industry. But yep, Target is definitely getting killed, and that was, I think, really one of the main reasons the market is kind of pulling back. We got to flip this to a daily chart for Target. I mean, there's not even. We have a little bit of a volume cluster, I guess, right where we're at. So if you're looking to play this thing bullish, I can't just, again, I don't know if I want to go short or long, to be honest, on Target. But if I do take Target, I'd probably be looking to only take it up about $7 to that 168. Maybe you could squeeze 169. So you could have a little bit of a dead cat bounce on Target. We are at a little bit of some type of support, but this is a brutal gap in general. This is a nasty nosedive. And again, we only have a little bit of support there. The next real support really gets down into this 149, 150 area. So if you guys are looking to play Target, I know it's not on our list. It is a gap. Is this a gap and go as well? If it's a gap and go, we technically play with the 10 EMA. Yep. So it is a gap and go. Obviously, I don't want to go short with it. And with the 10 EMA strategy, my only direction is going to be short, just because you're following the moving averages with it as well. So we're not going to be able to play it. But if we do, if I take something besides the 10 EMA, I'll let you know, just as a personal trade, something like that. Honestly, I don't really see any reason to really love to play this gap. But yep, coming down a little bit further, 160. If we really start getting some kind of dip in this thing 154, and then I'm looking for at 150 to hold. If this 150 or 147 doesn't hold, and we really start breaking down, which I don't think is today, longer term basis, we're probably looking at somewhere around this 115 zone. So Lucian says, not sure why this is such a surprise with supply chain issues. Yeah, so the supply issues have been going on for a while. I don't know that I would have expected. I mean, just based on Walmart being one of the bigger retails, and I also don't think this bodes well for Amazon. Amazon's already been kind of clobbered, hit over the head as well. But I don't think these numbers are going to help Amazon today. So for me, I think anything in the retail zone or anything that has any type of retail connection, for me, would be a let's go a little bit shorter with this one. I almost rather short Amazon today. I think we might have a little bit more of a play on Amazon than even some type of sympathy. We're going to go through some of these VPOC levels, though. Some of these VPOC levels today out of the gate, I think, is going to cause us to be a little bit more patient. So again, SPY does have a little bit of a range on it, but we're getting right now into kind of zone one where I'd be looking for a bounce that right around that 400, 401 zone. We're not too far away. So I'd want to kind of be patient out of the gate, see what happens. Maybe we could get a bounce back into 406 zone. My real target on the SPY was 410. That's not going to happen today. This is looking very bearish as far as we would need a miracle. I know there's a couple people from the Fed talking today. I don't think if they invested their own money into your portfolio, they could probably help save it in a long direction today. I don't know. They have a lot of money, so we'll see. Yeah, the Walmart was down at open 8%. Yeah, Target's down about 25. They're getting absolutely murdered. Costco's gapping down with other retail stores. Yeah, well, when people are paying $4 to $5 a gallon of gas, and I've said this before about Amazon, like Amazon also has multiple businesses, things like that, but when you're paying $4 or $5 per gallon for gas, when the mortgage rate just jumped about 20-30% over the last 2 months, there's a lot less money. When you invest in DraftKings and your stock just gets crumbled, you just have a lot less money to put elsewhere, right? So like all the unnecessary, like Target is probably still selling a lot, and we still have the big pharmaceutical companies. They're still holding Abbevie's, the Berks, things like that. People that are having the products they need, that's where they have to spend their money. Any of the other stuff that any retailers are selling, I mean, you got to start making a choice. Not for everybody. You guys are all absolutely wealthy and insane, making Warren Buffett jealous. But for actual normal average people, they're gonna have to start making a decision like, do we need that extra XYZ product? Qs, same thing. So Qs have a tight, small range. For now, we could see a bounce right around 300, but to the upside, the immediate upside, 301.82. That does not give me good risk reward. Even if we break higher than that, 303, that's not huge. To the downside, 299. If that 299.46 breaks, I'd be more excited. I think that's where my trades really come in for the best risk reward. Then we have all the way down to 293 and 289, right? So we could definitely see a bounce. Wave count wise on the Qs, like I said, I think that's an ABC. Either that's an ABC or that's a 4-5, and it's most likely a 4-5. That looks like a big, massive 3 to me. So let's say even that's 4-5. That's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is still maybe ABC bounce. So I don't know that we're completely getting. I mean, what else? What other news do we need to really jump off a cliff like that hasn't come out yet? I don't know, $6 a gallon for gas, maybe. Inflation still obviously increasing. UK, I think, has 9-10% inflation. So it's not looking good anywhere still, fundamentally. but that's a lot of shorting involved, and you do have some FOMO by the dippers coming in. You also get some squeezes happening, so we will see some big bullish moves within a downtrend market. Delta, out of all of them that I looked at earlier, has, I think, the best opportunity for a short. Even that came down, man. That's not fun. If you're taking Delta short, 39.79 is first target. We're very close to that at this point. If that breaks, we have a much better range, probably somewhere down to like this 38.68 range. But that had a little bit of room on it. And again, even all pre-market, we've just been selling off. Let's see if Tesla broke any key range. Mike was like almost $5. Oh, milk was almost $5 a gallon. Jeez. Now you gotta choose. Do you want gas? Do you want to go somewhere? Or do you want that calcium? That's what you gotta choose. Life decisions. At least you're not a baby though, so you don't have any choice. You're just out of baby formula. Here's a range that we have on Tesla. Again, we're just very tight within this range. We had an inside day yesterday. Tesla's was a little bit difficult. I mean, again, big massive day 2 days ago on Monday. So the fact that we had a decent range in it, there was trades to be made within the day for Tesla. You saw a big just initial sell-off. We ripped up higher yesterday. But we are trapping a lot of bulls. So my immediate thought would be, yeah, we probably sell a little bit further down to target would be about 737. That's still on Tesla. That's only giving you $8 range, right? So it's not that impressive. We might just see another inside day on Tesla, which would make that not exciting. It was a good day to trade. Yeah, so Tesla intraday, like I said, the range of the day was pretty big. So you were able to capture a decent move. I actually threw out an option, which is like the first time this has ever happened. Like we were up here somewhere. I just took an option, I put a price in, I caught the exact bottom. But then I was like, wow, I caught the exact bottom and sold way too soon. So I still made money on it, but I missed out a lot. I didn't even expect I was getting filled. It was like the legit low of the option, which that was a first for me. So I had to order a plaque for myself. It was kind of nice. But yeah, again, a lot of the volume that came in yesterday came in within this upper range, and all of those, like we are breaking down a key level. So again, short is the direction. Watch out for that. If you are shorting, watch out for 737.25. Take a partial. If that breaks, yeah, we definitely have some room further to the downside. 715, not sure if we get there again. We're probably just going to hang out inside day, but I wish there was a bigger range on Tesla today. Apple, same thing. So we have VPOC right above us, somewhere in this 146.92 zone. To the downside, we still have this one from over here. I think that one could be breached 146.40, and that would take us down to 145.55. That's still giving us $1.20 in Apple. Again, unless this one does break and we actually go really bearish today, then we have a good trade. That would be down to 141.72. It was 6:30 for milk in LA. I mean, LA's got that cash though, you know, minus the massive taxes they have. They actually might not have that cash. Everyone's gonna be switching to tap water very soon. Again, PLTR, nothing crazy. I'm just scrolling down the list for right now, but nothing crazy. We have a little bit of just inside consolidation. Datadog. Datadog is a nice little fade. This one might be decent for a short. Again, we are trapping some bulls. We got rejected off of yesterday's VPOC 3 times. We actually closed above it. So I had a little extra bullish sentiment. And where we're gapping right now, First stop would probably be for a retest roughly around 89.43, but this one's a little bit different than the others. There's really nothing at all holding this thing up. So I can see Datadog actually going a little bit more short today, has a little bit better range. Option wise is a little tougher. They are spreadier, but if you're playing the shares, it might be okay. We got Peloton. So that one's again 1, 2, 3. This is what 15-minute chart. So the last hour, just nonstop rippage on Peloton. We had VPOC that we were kind of we broke, we bounced off of, we rechecked, and now we're just sitting right at it. So we did trap some people, but we are at a little bit of support. And if that breaks, you get 14.66. That's not a bad range. 40 cents on a $15 stock is not bad. And then if that one breaks, you have a bigger, massive move down to about 13.49. Obviously, short has been the trend. If people can't afford things at Target, I don't think they're going to be able to buy their Pelotons. Peloton, they did come out with the lower price bikes as they're trying to flip more to subscription-based model. That being said, how many subscriptions start getting canceled because you have to pay $5 for milk and gas? I don't know. But I would assume the Peloton would not be high on the list if people are struggling. Pre-market, so this is the SPY. We looked at this one already. NVIDIA. I don't see your powerhouse. You got to get the powdered milk. I don't know. I'm going to get the government cheese. That's what I'm going to get. If I could get that government cheese deal, sign me up. Get some mozzarella. Can you choose? Is it just American cheese? Do they have to only buy American? Can we get some exotic cheeses? Free cigarettes. Again, here's another one. So NVIDIA, at this point, we might get a little. So I think probably opening, we get a little freak out, maybe some selling. We are trapping again a decent amount of bulls. We bounced here once in this range yesterday, once, twice, but we are breaking past that pivot. Again on a 15-minute chart. Let me see how this thing looks on an hourly. No, this looks bearish. Bullish engulfing candle. Another candle kind of held in the upper third of that candle. Looked like it hit a little bit of resistance. Anybody that did buy and get that FOMO, that buy the dip was a good idea at the time. NVIDIA does look weak. So I just prefer to go weak. It just, again, what happens when we hit 176.81? Target, though, if we could break down, would be 173.77. That's an untested VPOC. So I'm leaning definitely more bearish. I just think we might chop around a little bit too much today, at least in the open until we could pick a range. Snapchat right in the thick of it. Airbnb, we finally got above the 10 EMA on a hourly chart, and that turned out to be a big, massive trap. Watch out short for Airbnb if we start to break. Right now we have a solid VPOC zone, so lots of institutional buyers coming in somewhere around this 115 zone. If that really starts to break after trapping some people, shorting Airbnb, I mean, who knows if anything works or doesn't, but I can get on that campaign bus for sure. Yellow dairy product. Make it with Velveeta. I could eat like Peter Pan though from Hook. Like you could give me fake food, just tell me it's real, and I'll be like, all right, let's have a party. PayPal, nothing really too interesting. We're at a little bit of support. Maybe this one didn't break down as much. I think in general, PayPal is a little oversold, but in this market, what is really oversold? We'll go to Teladoc. What do we got? 10 more minutes left. We got Teladoc. Yep. I would say probably weak down to at least $31. So unfortunately, a lot of these things are just Netflix looks good though. Netflix looks like a decent short. Again, shares might be a little easier. Shares are going to be spready as well, but I can see this one fading to about 183.09. for our first, looking for our first bounce spot. We broke up, we retested, we broke again. Yeah, probably looking for about a 183.09, somewhere in that zone. But I think the morning is going to be a little bit tougher as far as I don't know that we open and just start booming one direction or another. We'll see. Roblox has been on a tear. If you had Roblox, I mean, again, you'd have to buy the bottom, but 21.76, you made some decent money. Almost, you were a little bit off. So maybe what, 60%, something like that, in that range. So big, massive move up. This one could come down lower. If we do, that's $28, but at least we're holding that little support zone. So we're trapping a couple last minute bulls. We'll see, but we're holding that little move. If that one breaks, we have a decent range down on Roblo. This thing did go pretty massively, massive little dead cat bounce on this one. AMD. So AMD obviously has about 4 decent bullish days in a row. Not unlike the rest of the market. Obviously, they got an upgrade from 98 to 140 yesterday. That helped give a little extra bullish catalyst to them. I have to be patient on this one as well, just because, again, we are breaking some of the last minute bullish candles. Like, we had a little bit of support right here. We're already opening lower. The one thing is we're sitting right. We got that 10 EMA on an hourly slowly coming in. So that could act as a little bit of support. I would love to see a bounce and then a breakdown on this one. And this one, I think, would be our best opportunity. That's going to take us to $98. So I'd be looking short on this one. I would love some kind of buying at the open to say, okay, let's try to get short. At least give me some better ranges on things. BABA, some of the Chinese stocks, they were moving the last couple days as well. Again, this one gapping. So we bounced. We attempted to break the VPOC. We're sitting at the one from prior over here. Otherwise, this one looks like a decent short as well. And this one we are now opening below the 10 EMA on an hourly too. So you can watch BABA short. That would be a decent play down to about 87.95. Gives you about $2. So again, nothing too crazy, but some decent moves. Uber looks just gross for day trading. Yeah, we looked at Netflix. I'll roll back to Netflix, Matt. Actually, before I get to Netflix, let's go down the list because I want to hit Roku first. Roku looked like a little bit of a better opportunity for me. DraftKings is sitting right at VPOC from yesterday. Nice. Again, little bounce on DraftKings. I do have shares of DraftKings. I might look to. I don't know if I'm going to do it right at the open or maybe today. Maybe I'll wait a little bit, but I might sell some calls against DraftKings. They've just had a massive move, sitting at a little bit of support right now. And Boeing still holding above the 10 EMA on an hourly chart. To the upside, if we do get a little bounce, I'm looking for 130, 140. Next range was pretty much where we got rejected yesterday, somewhere in this 132, 133 range. So 132.97-ish. After that, we might see a decent little pop. So 136.56. They actually had a good news catalyst yesterday. I think they said the plane crash in China was intentional and not Boeing. Not that any plane crash is good, but when you can blame somebody else, it's usually better financially for your business. You're sitting apps right at that 10 EMA. Again, a little bit choppy back and forth. It means the pilot just took a nosedive. That's the intentional. Yep. He just decided, I don't want to be in the air anymore, is what that came out to. Carnival Cruise, just again, range bound to the upside, 1485. To the downside, we're looking at 1430, just smack in the middle. So Roku, I was looking at earlier. Let's see if this one actually moved a little bit more. I like the range on Roku a lot better. Like, I'm going to actually keep my eye on this one for sure. We are at a little bit of VPOC, a little bit of support. If this one starts breaking down, so I want to see a breakdown, a retest into it, and then we have a bigger range down to about 87.80. Out of all the stocks, at least on my watch list, this one had the most potential for a bigger move. And playing the risk reward, I would have some kind of stop, maybe at 97.35 again. It won't be a 10 EMA play, but we did have a little bit of a hammer, a little bit of support. We're still sitting at VPOC. I want to see how it interacts here. But if we could get some kind of a decent breakdown later in the day, I'd be watching for a retest into it and then a further break. And I would look for about 87.76. So out of everything, the Roku actually is providing a decent range. Risk to reward, again, right now, I think we get a little bounce on squared at 81.32. I'm going to set my alarm on this one. I'll do a little alert. Just because if that breaks that range, I don't want to short this out of the gate. But if it breaks that range, then we have a decent move on square down to about 74.80, 74.80, 75, somewhere in that range. Disney, the wokest mouse of them all. We're sitting right at support on Disney. This one could get a little bit of a bounce here at open. If it goes short, we're not going to really have that much range. But Disney to the upside at open looks like a potential possibility. Again, they do have a big retail section of their company as well. And with Target, which actually sells some of the Disney merch, that might not be good. Fastly, I would go short. Short this to 11.16-ish. Not a huge range. So square could be decent. Roku looks like my favorite so far. Unless you guys are going to try the casino of Target. Yeah. Pretty decent gap down overstock. Keep an eye on DWAC, and we also got, all right, got a little support on Chewy, actually, a little bit. Let's see if we get some initial selling and then maybe go long on Chewy. Take a look at DWAC. Elon Musk, he still says he wants to buy Twitter, so just some hope. I don't think he's going to pay $54, $54.69 for it. He said there's a ton of fake bots, and for a marketing perspective on things, you do not like, only the users are important. The bots, no advertiser wants to send money to. There's no reason to advertise to a bot. They're not going to pay money. So we'll see how that plays out. He does have the $1 billion deal where he could just pay $1 billion and walk away from the deal. I actually, they would have to take him to court for it. I don't know that Twitter wants to go to court, so that thing might not get there, because when you go to court, then you really open up your company. And if you have a ton of bots and not as many users as you might think, if I was Twitter, I wouldn't want that to go to court. So I would love to keep those numbers a little bit to myself to keep charging for advertising, especially a company like Twitter who just burns money, but we'll see. And we don't have much time left. Microsoft, again, probably not that crazy at open. We are below the 10 on an hourly chart, and we're looking at 261.69. YouTube, I love you guys. Like I'm in love with you guys. I'm going to use the L word, but unfortunately, I think we should take a break and see some other people for a little bit. So maybe we could try to rendezvous tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll go over the markets. Good luck. I will catch all of you guys later.